Zimbabwe is in the spotlight this month, as President Emmerson Mnangagwa takes center stage in regional diplomacy, hosting SADC finance ministers, and preparing for a deeper role in economic negotiations. This isn't just another meeting, it's a big moment for Zimbabwe, and it could have serious consequences for the country's struggling economy. If you're wondering what's really going on and how this affects you, stick around because we're breaking it all down in plain English. And hey, if you want more uncensored, no-nonsense updates like this, hit that subscribe button and join the *** Zimbabwe Uncensored ** family. Let's get into it. Right now, Zimbabwe is hosting some of the most powerful finance ministers in Southern Africa as part of the Southern African Development Community (SADC) meetings. This is a big deal because Mnangagwa isn't just hosting, he's also chairing the entire SADC bloc this year. That means Zimbabwe has a rare opportunity to influence regional policies, push for trade deals, and maybe even secure some much-needed financial support. But here's the real question: will this actually help ordinary Zimbabweans, or is it just another political show? Let's talk about why this matters. SADC isn't just a fancy acronym, it's a group of 16 countries working together on trade, security, and economic growth. When finance ministers meet, they discuss things like cross-border trade, investment opportunities, and how to tackle big problems like debt and inflation. For Zimbabwe, which has been battling sky-high prices, unemployment, and a crashing currency, this could be a chance to get some relief. But will Mnangagwa use this power wisely, or will it be another missed opportunity? One of the key topics at this meeting is regional economic integration. That's a fancy way of saying SADC wants to make it easier for countries to trade with each other, share resources, and boost business across borders. For Zimbabwe, that could mean more exports, cheaper imports, and maybe even new jobs. But there's a catch. Zimbabwe's economy is in such bad shape that other countries might be hesitant to jump into deals. The government's history of unstable policies, corruption, and debt defaults doesn't exactly inspire confidence. So while Mnangagwa is smiling for the cameras, behind the scenes, he's got a tough sell to make. Another major discussion point is the SADC budget. Every country chips in money to fund regional projects, and Zimbabwe is no exception. But here's the problem: Zimbabwe is broke. The government is struggling to pay its own workers, let alone contribute to SADC. So how is Mnangagwa planning to handle this? Will he borrow more money, cut spending elsewhere, or just hope other countries cover the bill? This is where things get tricky. If Zimbabwe can't meet its financial obligations, it could lose influence in SADC, and that would be a huge blow to Mnangagwa's reputation. Now, let's talk about diplomacy. Mnangagwa loves to play the statesman, and this SADC role gives him a bigger platform. He's been traveling across Africa, shaking hands, and making promises about Zimbabwe being open for business. But at home, businesses are shutting down, inflation is eating up salaries, and millions are struggling to survive. So while he's out there talking about regional unity, many Zimbabweans are asking, what about us? When will we see real change? Here's something you might not know: Zimbabwe is also pushing for a bigger role in SADC's security and politics. With conflicts in places like Mozambique and the DRC, SADC has been involved in peacekeeping missions. Mnangagwa wants Zimbabwe to be part of that, but critics say the country can barely handle its own problems, let alone help others. Plus, sending troops abroad costs money Zimbabwe doesn't have. So is this about regional stability, or is it just a way for Mnangagwa to look powerful on the international stage? Now, let's get real about the challenges. Hosting SADC meetings isn't cheap. Hotels, transport, security, it all adds up. And at a time when hospitals lack medicine and schools are falling apart, some people are asking if this is the best use of limited resources. The government says it's an investment in Zimbabwe's future, but with so many broken promises in the past, it's hard to take their word for it. So what does this mean for you? If Mnangagwa plays his cards right, Zimbabwe could secure better trade deals, attract investors, and maybe even get some debt relief. That could mean more jobs, lower prices, and a stronger currency. But if this is just another talk shop with no real action, then nothing will change. The truth is, we've seen this movie before: big meetings, big promises, and then silence. That's why it's so important for you to stay informed. The decisions made at these SADC meetings could affect your livelihood, your business, and your future. And if you want the real story, not the sugar-coated version, then you need Zimbabwe Uncensored. We don't do propaganda, we don't do fake news, we just give you the facts straight. So hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and let's keep the conversation going. Before we wrap up, let's talk about what happens next. After these meetings, Mnangagwa will have to show results. Will there be new trade agreements? Will Zimbabwe get any financial support? Or will this just be another photo op with no real impact? We'll be watching closely, and we'll make sure you know the truth. Because you deserve to know where your country is headed. One last thing, if you found this breakdown helpful, drop a comment below, and let us know what you think. Are you hopeful about SADC's role in Zimbabwe's economy, or do you think it's just more empty promises? And don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. The more people who know what's really going on, the harder it is for the powerful to hide the truth. Thanks for watching, and remember, stay informed, stay critical, and stay subscribed. Zimbabwe Uncensored. We'll see you in the next video.